सैया 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 सैया.
Welcome to my channel everyone. Today we are going to learn how to color grade crop sensor camera footage in the correct way. But before we start off with the grading process, make sure you shoot in log format or a cinestyle format for Canon users specially. It doesn't matter whether your camera can shoot in raw format or not, but shooting in log is very important. And for the grading process I used a conversion Lut, which I have linked in the description below. You can download it, install it, and follow me on DaVinci Resolve. Okay, so welcome to my color tab in DaVinci Resolve. So today I'll be working with these 8 shots, as you can see. So before we start off with our initial grading process, we need to make some changes in the color management process. For that I'm going to click on this little gear option, go to color management, and this setting will be in DaVinci YRGB. You need to change it to DaVinci YRGB color managed. As soon as you do that, the color processing mode will be in SDR. Okay, and the color output color space will be in SDR X79. Keep it as it is. Come down to broadcast save, and if this box is unchecked, definitely check this box. This is a lifesaver. And broadcast save levels, let it be -20 to 120, and hit save. So we are done with the color management process. Now let's start off with our grading. For this I'm going to create nodes for grading this shot. I mean the consecutive shots. I'm going to create 5 nodes. 1 2 3 4 5. How did I created the nodes? I actually pressed Alt plus S. You see, if you press Alt plus S, it will create a new serial node. Okay, so for this shot I'm going to work with 1 2 3 4 5 nodes. In Premiere Pro we usually uses layers, and in DaVinci we uses nodes. It's simple. Okay, at the last node I'm going to put LUT, which is known as conversion LUT. You can see this picture isn't flat, so bring back the saturation, the contrast, and every details which was actually shot. We need to use a LUT for this. Here I'm using this Canon Log to Rec 79 LUT. This will actually bring down the format from log format to Rec 709 format. Okay, I will attach this LUT option in the description box. You can download it, install it, and you can start off with the grading process. So I'm going to level this node as LUT conversion. I'm going to leave this node as it is, and I'm also going to leave the first node as it is. I'm not going to work on it anything. I'm going to go to the second node, and I'm going to do the basic adjustments. For that, first I need to work on the gain. I need to bring down, as you can see, the scopes, and I'm going to lift the mid-tone and I'm going to bring down the left. Okay, let it be there. Another way you can also change the exposure settings is by going to custom curves. You see this custom curves, and you can actually drag the curve to create more refined exposure. You see, this is fun, right? And you can also change the highlights to somewhere here. I will keep this here, somewhere here. Okay, so this is a great starting point. You see, I'm pressing Ctrl plus D to see the before and after. Okay, so the basics are done, but this image or this shot is lacking some life, so I'm going to add contrast. So you see, if you increase the contrast while you do all these dials, you will have to watch the scopes. Don't make it too dark, give it a subtle look. Always remember, in color grading, less is more. Okay, I'm going to park this around 30. You see? Okay, so the pivots, I'm going to lift it a bit. Done. And I'm done with the first node. Oh, I forgot to level it. This is basic adjustments. I'm done. Now let's come to the second node, and I'm going to level this as grading. Okay, and I'll be making a layer beneath this node. To do that, I'm going to press Alt L. It will create a layer beneath this node. So this layer, I will label it as skin tone. So whatever happens here, the grading won't affect the portions. Okay, suppose you selected the skin, whatever grading you do, it won't affect the portions, right? So first of all, we are going to choose the qualifier tool, and I'm going to select the skin, and I'm going to press this highlight to see my model skin. That's okay. It's too much. I need to bring this down. Okay, so after you selected the portion of the skin, go to pre-filter and increase it. It will refine the edges, and then go to blur radius. The edges will get blur, and in and out ratio, you need to decrease it a bit. So yeah, it's done. The skin is selected. One thing I noticed, the skin looks a bit dark. So to solve that issue, we will come to this custom curves, and here is the midpoints, I mean the midtones. So I'm going to increase it a little bit, just a little bit, and you see the skin got brighter. Okay, and go to meet details and reduce the details so you get a soft skin tone. So it's done. Then we will go to the grading node, and I'm going to simply add color to this canvas. So whatever color you choose, but for me, just because this ambience is actually the sunset, I shot this on Canon camera and the time was actually sunset. So I'm just going to add some yellow on this. You see, you can play around, but don't add too much, it will look unnatural. You can give blue, you can give yellow, you can give whatever color you like, whatever your narrative demands. But for my shot, I'm going to give a little bit of yellow, just a little bit. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, that's it. It looks fine. See, this is before, this is after, this is before, this is after. It gives the mood, right? But in my shadows, you know, it's too dark, so I'm just going to add some blues in the shadows. For this, I'm going to go to this left option and just a bit go to the blue side. Yeah, that's perfect. If you ever mess with the left gamma gain, don't worry, you can actually decrease the the opacity or the key output in DaVinci Resolve, as they say, by coming to this option, key option, and you can actually decrease it. I mean, you don't want it, just decrease it. See, it was before and now I'm increasing it. It's the after. Yeah, right there. So you see, it was before, it's after. It was before, it's after. See, we made some subtle changes, not much, but subtle changes. One thing I noticed is the skin does not match the Kelvin. So what we are going to do is we are going to add some warmth in the skin too. For that, I'm not going to mess with the gamma since I don't have a dialer. I'm just going to this temperature bar and I'm just going to increase the temperature. You see, if you increase more, it will look more warm, but this looks actually unnatural. So I'm going to reduce it to somewhere around 100. You see, now the skin looks brighter and the skin tone is perfect. It was greenish before and now it's perfect, right? So we are done with the grading. Now what am I realizing after doing this is the greens are actually disturbing the subject. So for that, I'm going to come on the third, first, second and third. I'm going to come on the third node and I label this as green adjustments, and I'm not going to do anything on this node, but I'm going to create a layer. Control L, Alt L. By pressing Alt L, I'm going to create a layer beneath this node, same as we did for the power grade, this color grading part, the skin tone, where we separated the skin tone and the grading part. Just like that, we are going to create a layer beneath, and then we are going to come to the saturation, hue versus saturation curve, and I'm going to click on this green and I'm just going to decrease the saturation a bit to give it a more dramatic look. You can actually play around with it. Yeah, this will do. Hue versus sat. Now we are going to hue versus hue. So I'm just going to decrease the hue. You can choose accordingly according to your own preference, but I'm going to give the greens a cool look. For that I'm going to make the hue come down, not much but little. Yeah, that's okay. Let's see the before and after. It was before, it's after, before, it's after, before and after. Slight change, but it made a lot of difference. Okay, so after that we are almost done with the grading, but one thing we need to do is we need to create another node. For that I'm again going to press Alt S. So, and I'm going to give glow effect on this node. For that I'm going to open the effects library, and you see the magnifier. I'm going to search glow, and I'm just going to drag it and leave it on this. You see, this looks so unnatural. Fine threshold, see this shine threshold, decrease it and then increase it according to your subject demand. I'm just going to leave it right there, and the opacity you can change accordingly. You can increase it or decrease it accordingly. I'll add some more threshold. Yeah, that's perfect. So you see this before, this is after. Let's play it once again. And yeah, we are done with the grading. You can actually grab still, and you can actually apply it on the other shots and make the basic adjustments. So I created this now, so I'm going to apply grade, and I'm going to first see whether the skin tone is detected or not. Yes, it's perfectly detected. You see, the grading is also looking good here. And the glow, let's see the glow. Control D. We need to give a bit more glow on this picture, not too much but a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's apply the adjustments on this. Nice.
Sayya, 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 sayya.
Hey, hope you liked the video. Do not forget to change the initial settings in the color management tab, or your footage will look different on different devices. I hope you find this video useful. If so, subscribe, share it with your friends, and do let me know if you want to see more tutorials on color grading. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.